Hey folks, welcome back to Kinlaig, and the first thing we're going to do is buy ourselves a quad bike, the Big Bear Lizard quad, which is quite cheap. So we're doing some tree planting as part of red tape. So we're going to buy ourselves some pine saplings, and we're going to be using that hand tree planting mod, or tree planting hand mod. I can't remember exactly what it's called. So as part of red tape, there is this thing about sustainable forestry, and this is a pretty cheap way of doing small scale forestry. It's only a couple of grand to put this down. You get a backpack and a spade. You've probably seen other Thompson players using this mod. I think it's one that Dagowin quite likes using, not that I watch his stuff anymore. Now, we're not going to be exploiting this mechanic. I think depending on the version of red tape you're using, you could exploit this a little bit. There's been some discussion in the testing of this mod about capping how much you can gain from planting trees. I was trying to work, you can store saplings in the bin, and I was trying to work out how you do that. What you have to do is have the backpack on. You can then take trees into the backpack and then unload them into the thing. But there's a spot on one of the plots of land that we own adjacent to the field, or on the back of the field, where we've got a bit of room to plant some trees. So I'm going to go do that. But yeah, the idea is that you can, if you want, so that corner there, you can kind of game escalating your red tape rating if you want. And in my mind, red tape is a mod that's about making the game harder, and if you choose to game mechanics to make it easier, it's kind of up to you. If you want to cheat the game, it's your own game. It's not like you're winning any prizes for that. Not everything has to be coded out of a mod. But I'm choosing to plant a few trees. We're going to plant 10 now. Slowly through playing the game, I'm going to plant a few trees around the farm every so often, with the idea of... I was curious about how the game measures this, and I think it's purely based off of the game tracks how many trees you cut down and how many you plant, and it's simply that ratio. We probably died there, but anyway, it's simply that ratio that gives you then a score which is multiplied by a number. So through time, you'll see me occasionally plant some more trees. There are spots where it's kind of obvious to be planting some trees, but we don't have a lot to do on the farm at the moment. So I was looking at contracts that are available to keep us busy. But yeah, there is an onion planting contract or sowing contract, which we're going to pick up. I'd forgotten how few seeds we need, because we have a few seeds on the farm. So it would have been more sensible to just have this delivered to the farm, put the seeds in there and do it there. But anyway, it's been a while since I've planted onions. But we'll be doing a few contracts through the next few videos just to keep ourselves busy, because this farm doesn't really seem to keep me as busy as Maypole does, which is good. But I'm going to be looking to expand it as we play through, because there's more mods coming which are going to almost dictate that we need more farmland. But yeah. So yeah, with the whole sustainable farming thing, like I want to plant some trees around where the farmhouse is, around the BGA, that kind of thing, just to think about naturally masking that a little bit. And around one of the other fields, there's a spot of land that we own, but we can't do anything with other than maybe put a few trees in there, just, from a sustainable farming and making use of a scheme that we can benefit from. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So I've got one more video queued up, and then which is going to be episode 13. This is quite a long episode, which is why it's being a main video on the channel, and also because I haven't got a Maypole video recorded for this afternoon. And then episode 14, we're going to be adding in the moisture mod and the crop rotation mod. They should all work together with red tape in theory, and we'll talk about crop rotations when I add that in. I've just added it in and had a little play with the crop rotations. and everything looks like it's going to be okay. But we'll have a look at that mod then. So they should all work together fine. Oz thinks they should work together okay, which is cool. I'm so much more excited about playing Farm Sim. I've spent some of Saturday morning messing around with Moisture System again and starting to try and document things and understand things, ready for doing what I used to do a long time ago, and a proper me kind of tutorial explanation video for Moisture System once that mod is in its kind of final first public release form, because it's evolving at the moment and things are changing. So I'm not going to do a video on it in terms of a tutorial video until it's stable, because things are changing. How features work are changing as we give Oz feedback. So yeah, and not all of that feedback everyone's gonna like, because I think some things at the moment are too generous to the players in how things behave. But anyway, yeah, you'll start to see that appearing in this series from episode 14. I'm probably going to add it into Maypole in the next video or two. I need to prep for it because I don't want our bales to rot, so we need to get the bales in cover. But yeah, it's going to change a whole load of how we have to plan and do things, which is awesome. Yeah, very excited. I'm way more excited for playing Farm Sim than I've been in a long time. It's a long time since I've sat and tested mods and looked at how mods work. Hey, it's cool. It's cool. So yeah, we're getting these fields planted. This was really just to earn more money and to kind of fill the day up without just skipping time. Trying to avoid doing that. Just, it feels like a bit of a waste of the day. I was watching a film while I was recording this. It was not a great film. It was, I think, the last Rambo film. I know, not a great film. Somehow I don't think I'd seen it. Can't even remember what it was called. But it was not a good film. So we are into April. We need to cut the grass cover crop. I had decided that we were going to put in another silage clamp. So I installed a bunch of mods. This one from Silage Silo Pack 6, I think it's called, saving the game, because always save the game before you do construction. It's pretty big. It's pretty economical, 25 grand. Does it fit in with the farm? Not super well, but it works. I couldn't quite fit nicely another one of the ones that we've got. What I think is a flaw in the model that Giants have for this is, you know, a lot of silage clamps, you can butt them next to each other, and you can't with that one, because I kind of thought that maybe if you tried to extend them next to each other, it would move the pile of stuff and give you two with a pile there next to them, and it didn't do that. So yeah, we went with that one because I've implemented the scheme to minimize bale wrapping. So we'll get paid a little bit of money for not wrapping bales when we make silage now. And I guess we'll get paid money for not wrapping bales if we make hay. So yeah, we're going to get some mowers. I think I lease all of the stuff for grass work. So the butterfly mowers, because we've got the bigger tractor now, so we can run butterfly mowers. We're going to run silage additive. We're going to be running a forage wagon, obviously. Just looking at what's in the sales, and yeah, we're going to activate the reduced bale wrapping scheme. We're going to need a windrower. I think that was a new one from one of the updates, but it's very expensive, so we're just going to go for that nice simple one. And then yeah, we'll lease a forage wagon as well. And then this is going to go to be corn, obviously, but we're running a crop rotation mod. Now, back in proper seasons, I used to run this crop rotation, and it worked really well. You would get a bonus on your grass yield and your corn yield, and you could just cycle through that. I have looked in Chisel's crop rotation mod, and it works in that. What I'm not sure about is if Red Tape will accept it as a crop rotation because I don't think it considers grass in crop rotation. So what I'm looking at doing is getting another big field. I can't remember what number it is, but the field you can see on the left there that's empty. It's not a great field from a precision farming point of view, but it's a good location. It's a decent size. It's quite expensive. And adding another crop into the rotation, which will be a cash crop, so that we're not just intensively farming this field, cycling it for silage all the time, which feels more sustainable, which is somewhat what Red Tape is about. And it feels like a less intensive way of farming the field. So the only field I've not really thought about is the field that's got barley in at the moment. I can't remember what number it is. It's the second field you can see on the left there, because that's not in the rotation of the oats, carrots, grass, and it's not in the rotation of the corn and the maize and the grass. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that one yet. We might give it its own rotation. That's a bit of a pain, but I'll see. I'll see when we get there. But yeah, so much more excited about playing the game at the moment. It's one of the reasons that I'm getting this video out, because I want to get caught up. Because having too many videos in the backlog for this series is not great. So yeah, I've got Courseplay starting the swathing, so that then I can do the forage wagon and get things done in a sensible amount of time. Yeah, that's kind of it really. I didn't realize this was going to be quite such a long video, actually. I had no idea until I edited it last night that was it last night? I can't remember. Yeah, didn't realize I'd recorded quite so much footage. But anyway, one thing that bugs me, and it's a Giants map, and it's weird that they get away with maybe not right. They maybe don't conform to their own standards. The straw layer for that cowshed is really temperamental as to whether it appears or not. I can't remember if I've done it on here. On one of the saves, I've added in the mod that came out recently that increases the video memory that's allowed, because pretty much all of my computers have graphics cards with decent amounts of video memory. So it increases it from 4 gig to 8 gig. So I might not have done it on here, and that might fix that issue. But also that shed just has an open door with no gate in it. So on the left hand side facing where we are now, the back door has a gate in it. On the right hand side there's no gate, it's just open. And yeah, now whether that was the modder that created this map that forgot to put the gate in, because this map was predominantly made by a fairly well-known farm sim modder, or whether Giants created that asset, I don't know. But yeah, it has some missing features. It's not game breaking. It's not, it's just one of those subtle things that you notice as you're playing the game. I don't know. Speaking of famous farm sim modders, that's completely unrelated, honestly. Partly inspired by messing around with a mod that introduces moisture, and we were talking about how we've been talking a little bit about how seasons used to work, because moisture system tries to recreate some of those features. I ended up reinstalling FS19, and I was reminiscing about the second series that I ever did as a YouTube series, which was on Sandy Bay, and I started to I need to actually have a look. I was wishing I still had the mod set from there, because I was slightly nostalgic. I did a post on Patreon. It's like, is it as good the second time, or is it rose tinted glasses? And I did install Sandy Bay again and start putting together the mods that I had back then. I found the case tractor that I had that I loved. I haven't actually played on there, but I did install the map and have a run around, and there was a real good feeling of how much I enjoyed playing that map. I have really fond memories of playing on that farm. I played the little calf farm on Sandy Bay, and yeah, it was the first proper series I did. I consider it now. I played it really long time. It's the first time I played with Seasons. It's the first time I played with Mace Plus, which obviously has been a big part of my channel. And yeah, and talking about Seasons got me really interested in going back and looking back at it. And I've not actually played with it because now I've got all these fun, cool mods in FS25 to play with and test and look at. Yeah, but it was like, going back, is it as good? And it was kind of weird just looking around how the interface and how stuff's evolved and changed. But you can still, with a bit of work, you can still get to the mod hub on Giant's website, because I hate the in-game mod hub. You can still use the in-game mod hub in FS19, but you can still get to the website as well and use and download stuff and find stuff. I was able to find a lot of the mods that I used, but I do want to have a look on my old laptop and see if I've still got the mod folder. I have a feeling I might have. But yeah. Anyway, we are almost done with loading up all of the grass. We've just got to get it in the clamp and finish getting it compacted. I did a reasonably good job of keeping the compaction high as we went. It's one of the nice things about using this big forage wagon is it was pretty heavy. So it did keep it fairly well compacted, and didn't do the neatest job in it. We could get a lot of silage in this clamp in, you know, if I had more land. I don't. And we're never going to have more than one field, probably in, actually we might have, I don't know, I need to look at the rotation. We might end up having 2 grass fields that are in cover crop every winter. So yeah, but anywho, that's where we are. We've got about 360,000 litres of grass going into silage, so that's good, because we've almost emptied the other clamp, and we're going to keep feeding the BGA. Might have to take a loan out to buy the other field, but that's fine. That's fine. And yeah, a good job of work. A good job of work. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed the video. So this is in place of a Maypole video because I didn't get it recorded in time, and I spent yesterday evening with the teenager. She did a flying visit home for the end of the week / the beginning of the weekend. So I spent the evening with her instead of recording video games. So yep, much better use of my time. And I'm going to be spending the rest of the day with Mrs. D. She's just gone out to run some errands, which is why I'm finishing off this video. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks, and I will catch you all next time. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. As always, if you're interested in any of that, there are links down below. And I will see you all next time for more fun playing with cool mods and a game that I am actually enjoying playing in. There, we should get this covered up. 362,000 litres of lovely silage. See ya.